Welcome back to the channel. I'm Rochelle and this is Brampton Gardener, and today we are finally getting to pot up our front containers. This is one of my favorite projects. I love my front urn. I look forward to this every year. Usually halfway through the summer I'm trying to think about what I'm going to do the next year, if I'm going to do anything different, or if I'm really happy with how it has stayed. So, okay, it's really getting bright out. I'm going to put my sunglasses back on. We're going to talk about this. So I'll be taking all of these sticks and everything out, and well, let me show you what I'm thinking. All right, so here's kind of what I have going on, the idea for this container. I'm gonna have to move you, I think. All right, so I learned my lesson last year. I put way too many things in this container, and throughout the season I kind of had to keep coming back and pulling out petunias and alyssa and whatever else I'd thrown in there. So yeah, if you watched my planting up video last year, you're gonna think, what was she thinking? Well, I went overboard. So I'm gonna try and keep it simple and not overfill it this year. So we are going to start with our lovely sweet potato vine. It's gonna come right in the front. And I'm not gonna bother filling up the containers this year because I put all fresh potting mix in it last year, and nothing, I just had those pansies in here, or violas, and they were only in here for maybe a month, if that. So everything will get a nice fertilized when it when I water it all in later. So this is the Impamina Marguerite. Okay, and we're just going to put it right here in the front, and I'm going to kind of angle it forward a bit like that, just so it starts that downward motion. And then towards the back, I'm going to, well, no, I think I'm going to do them in the middle, because I'm going to put 3 petunias here, and then the very center, my centerpiece, are going to be my canna lilies. So I'm going to try and move this out to the side here, and we're going to grab the cannas. So I grew these from seed. These are the like a coral color flower. I'm going to do 2 of these and 1 of the yellow. So this might be an overkill, but now you might notice a few of these poor little leaves, they got burnt on my grow lights. I didn't see how tall they'd gotten under there, so I'll pull them off. I might come and pull one of these out halfway through the season, we shall see. And then I'm going to be using, also from seed, my tickled pink climbing petunias. So this is exactly the same thing I used last year. They went absolutely crazy in here. So it's going to look a little sparse at first, but they will fill in and go crazy. So and I know this is hard for me to say, but I think that's it. I'm gonna just leave it like it is. I think it looks it's gonna fill in really nicely. It's gonna be beautiful, and I'm not gonna be wasting any plants in here. All right, so let's go to the next container. All right, I'm going to try and just leave it here and see if I can't, I don't want to knock anything off. These are going to come out here. I'll sit down there for a minute. And we are going to put this absolutely beautiful caladium right in the middle. Planned on leaving these pansies in here, but I don't know, I don't think the color looks right at all with them. It looks bleh, looks terrible. So I'm rethinking it. Pansies are coming out. think that's gonna look good. So the Caladium I bought, but I grew from seed the Coleus in the back, the 2 impatiens on the side. I did buy the Begonia, and then the Lobelia I grew from seed as well. So that's that planter, and now we get to go to the top. But before I take you up there, we gotta prep it. So I have these Amaryllis that I got at Christmas time, and I bought them at Costco, and they came in this little wax container, and they've just been sitting there. I have not done anything with them except for I pruned back the bloom stalk. So I'm just gonna, you can see how, like, before they filled out the plastic, so you can see how they've shrunk down. So we're just gonna peel that off. Some of them have like a metal in there, but I don't mind. It doesn't have any metal, so it feels fine. It feels like a healthy, nice healthy. It's got a little bit of, I don't know, it'll be fine. So this one is a little floppy, but cut the wax away. So there's not really any roots. There might be one kind of starting there, so we'll see what it does in the... People say it works, so we shall try. Okay, I'm gonna have to put a stick in there, I think. Throw a skewer in there, that one. When I plant it. So here we go. These are gonna go in the back of the container. So I might actually bring the container right down here. It'll be easier to pot up than where it's like hanging on the thing. Hold on. So here we have the one that sits up on the railing. There I am. Okay, so this is the one that's been sitting up on the railing. It just has violas in it right now. That spot up there hardly gets any sun or rain. So you can see everything else is wet. This one's fairly dry. I don't know exactly. I didn't end up with as many of the impatiens as I was hoping. So all I have left for like shade tolerant plants would be the Coleus and the Lobelia. But last year my so I might leave a few of these. I'll pull a couple out so I have room for the bulbs, and then we'll see what we do with the ones. Two here. I think they might just look better. We'll see. Alright, so I think I'm going to leave the pansies here for now. They're not going to do great in the summer, I know. Now I have my poor, sad... Oh, look at these things. They did not do so well getting hit by the storm. So I grew these from seed as well. So it did really nicely coming out the side last year. It seemed to really like that spot. So I'm going to put one in the same spot. Hey, Dax. Yeah? Hi. Are you trapped inside? Violas. The other thing I'm thinking of popping in here are ginger, because ginger doesn't like, I don't know, I have some in direct sun, and then I'm going to put a couple out here just to see. Or they get big, I don't know. We'll put them here. Put one here, and I'll put another one over here. I'm going to put some lobelia in the front, so it can come and trail down the front. I'll be keeping an eye out at the garden centers if there's like a clearance on any begonias or impatiens or anything like that that I might keep on hand and add instead of these violas. Because once the heat comes, I just don't know how well those are going to handle it. Oh my god, this guy's doing the splits over here. Come on, man. Hold it together. Hold it together, at least for the video. Okay, so I'm going to stick it back in its spot. Everything's going to get watered in, and then I'll give you a quick overview. Okay, so I lied. I came back and I popped in a few of the violas that I pulled out of the top burn. Because right now it was looking just a little bit naked. These aren't going to stay too long. Once the heat hits them, they're going to probably die back. And by then, we will have like giant petunias taking over. So that won't be a problem. So I'm happy with it. I hope the cannas aren't too big and won't be too hard to get out of the pot in the fall, but we shall see. Here is my second planter, and I have this beautiful Caladium. So I picked this out because I fell in love with the color. I don't know, like the leaves are different. I don't know if it's just as the age or depending on how much sun it gets, so we shall see. But yeah, I didn't realize it would be so hard to color match. It doesn't look good with some of those other things. So 2 impatiens I grew from seed, all the lobelia in the back, the one little begonia, and then I threw in a green canna. So not a canna. I wonder if I could put a canna. I don't know if it's enough sun for a canna. So we put a coleus. It'll get nice and big and kind of fill it in and give it a nice green foliage backdrop. And then this little planter up here is looking pretty sweet, I think. So we have the 2 nasturtiums, the pansies. I put 2 little ginger in, a couple lobelia, the amaryllis, and 2 coleus. So we'll see how that fills in. Like anything else, this might change throughout the season. As things start to fade or get too big, I might be moving them around, but that's kind of fun too. And I think I forgot to show you what I got for Mother's Day. Look at this. How exciting is this? Ready? Love it. Absolutely love it. I feel like a real gardener now. I got my, it's not a hose link. It was from Canadian Tire, I think. Nope. It was from Princess Auto. It is a Pro Point retractable hose and it works great. So I'm super happy with that. So thank you so much for watching this video and sticking with me. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and click that notification bell so you can see how big these are going to get, and they will grow so fast. So that's one of the things you have to keep in mind when you're making your planters is sometimes less is more, because you buy those beautiful planters at the store and they look absolutely gorgeous for about a month and then they start to look terrible and you're like, what is going on? I'm watering it, I'm fertilizing it. They're just overfilled. They just don't have enough root space, and so when you do it yourself, not only are you going to save some money because you're not going to fill them with, you don't need to buy as many plants or grow as many plants, but they're also going to just be a lot healthier in the long run. So these are going to fill in, and it's really exciting to watch them grow and fill in. So thank you so much for hanging out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.